On the night of June 5, 1984, the Indian Army surrounded the holiest shrine in Sikhism. By morning, it was a war zone. Bodies everywhere, bullet holes in sacred walls, and a question that India has never fully answered. Did the government have a choice? To understand what happened that night, we need to go back to the late 1970s. Punjab was burning. A separatist movement called Khalistan was gaining ground, a demand for an independent Sikh homeland carved out of India. At the center of this movement was one man, Jarnail Singh Bhindranwale, a fiery preacher, a political wildcard. And here's the dark irony. A man initially supported by Indira Gandhi's own Congress party to weaken the opposition in Punjab. They created a monster, and then they couldn't control him. By 1983, Bhindranwale had done the unthinkable. He moved his base of operations into the Golden Temple complex in Amritsar, the holiest site in Sikhism. He turned it into a fortress. Weapons were stockpiled inside the sacred premises. His armed militants operated from within its walls. The government was paralyzed. How do you remove a man from a place millions of people consider sacred without turning him into a martyr? Indira Gandhi agonized over this for months. Every option was bad. Negotiate and look weak. Wait and watch Punjab descend into chaos. Storm the temple and risk a backlash from 20 million Sikhs across India and the world. She chose the third option. Operation Blue Star was planned with military precision. General Kuldip Singh Brar was given command. The plan was simple on paper. Enter the complex, neutralize the militants, and get out. What they did not account for was how well-armed Bhindranwale's men actually were. Light machine guns, rocket launchers, sandbagged positions. The temple complex had been turned into a fortress over months, and the Indian Army walked straight into it. The operation began at midnight on June 5th. The Army expected it to be over in hours. It lasted 2 days. Bhindranwale's militants fought back with ferocious intensity. The Army's initial infantry assault was repulsed with heavy casualties. Soldiers fell in the narrow lanes of the complex. Communications broke down. The plan was unraveling. General Brar made the call to bring in tanks. Armored vehicles rolled into the Golden Temple complex, a sight that would traumatize Sikhs worldwide for generations. The Akal Takht, the seat of temporal authority of the Sikhs, a structure built in 1606, was devastated by tank fire. By June 7th, it was over. The official count, 83 Army personnel dead, 492 militants and civilians killed. But many historians believe the real civilian death toll was far higher. Pilgrims who had come to the temple for a religious festival were caught in the crossfire. The government sealed Punjab for days. No journalists, no cameras, no witnesses. Bhindranwale was dead. But Indira Gandhi had underestimated something: the rage. Sikhs across the world were devastated, not because they supported Bhindranwale, but because the army had entered their holiest shrine. It didn't matter why. The wound was too deep. 4 months later, on October 31st, 1984, Indira Gandhi walked out of her home in Delhi. Her 2 bodyguards, both Sikhs, opened fire. She was dead before she reached the hospital. And what followed was worse. Anti-Sikh riots tore through Delhi and other cities. Thousands were killed. Entire neighborhoods burned. It was a pogrom, and it happened in the capital of a democracy. Operation Blue Star didn't end the Khalistan movement. It inflamed it. It would take another decade and thousands more lives before Punjab finally returned to peace. One decision, made in desperation, with consequences that echoed for decades. Was there another way? Could Indira Gandhi have resolved the Punjab crisis without storming the Golden Temple? We'll never know. What we do know is this: Operation Blue Star remains one of the most painful, contested, and unresolved chapters in modern Indian history. The bullet holes in the Akal Takht have been repaired, but the wounds in memory, they haven't. If you want to understand India, you have to understand 1984. Subscribe, because next week we go deeper